Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for another video. So today's video is my update video for the projects I did in January and you know, anything that I may have purchased and projects planned for February. So January was quite a bumper month for layouts. Yeah, 12 layouts, so I'm pretty pleased with that really. More layouts than I've been doing in recent months. So yeah, I'm not sure how I managed to get so many done, but yeah, really pleased. So we'll start off with layouts. Like I said, I've done 12 layouts. I think 5 of those are Christmas, 4 of those are Donkey Sanctuary related, and even more pleasing to me is that 3 of them were using older photos. So not very old photos, I think just photos from last year, but even so, like, you know, some of them were from June and October, I think, but I'll show you the layouts obviously. So yeah, really pleased that I created 3 layouts from my little pile of layouts to do, which I've sorted through now. There's only a few there. I think I've got 1 Christmas layout planned to do, and then I think my Christmas 2022 scrapbooking will be finished. So yeah, really had a good month. Didn't get any sewing done at all in January though, so it's all about the paper crafting. I did read some books and watch movies and things like that, but yeah, no sewing at all. So, and no working on my albums. So I did my traveller's notebooks, but I didn't work on my travel albums. But I'm hoping that I've had a good sort out. I've done lots of layouts this month, so I'm thinking I may need to set time aside to at least try and have a really good go at one of those albums. So yeah, anyway, layouts. So this is the first layout, Festive Walk. This was a sketch, a Lisa Sikorsky sketch. Lots going on here, busy layout, just as I like it. Used some old glitter alphas there, Bramble Fox title piece, Bramble Fox. Lovely pour die cuts that Stephanie sent me. Textured jumpers there that Stephanie sent me. The flare hut pieces, seals, a glitter Rudolph, one of my all-time favourite embellishments. Yeah, wood tree there and little stickers. So yeah, lots of scraps used on this layout as well. And a lovely ledger paper there, which is I think Vicky Bootin, not sure though. Right, this is was a sketch as well for Lisa Sikorsky sketch. Procrastinator, Bramble Fox title, the Flare Hut epoxies that are raised onto foam. More Bramble Fox here. This lovely twine that went really well. I was really happy with how that came out. Some washi tape at the bottom here, just kind of like, I suppose it defines the bottom of the page. I quite liked that look, and I did staple that on. That's that one. And I actually did another flare hut piece there, which is not an epoxy, it's an actual flare. This was, I think this was a Lisa Sikorsky sketch as well. There is a video for every layout that I'm showing you, so I'm not going to go into too much detail because there are quite a few of them, and you can actually go and look at the video. So yeah, lots of scraps on this one. American Crafts foam title, the flare hut pieces, Bramble Fox, some little card candy pieces here, and yeah, lots of scraps. That's Billy Boy, the mini Shetland at the Isle of Wight Donkey Sanctuary. Beautiful pattern paper here. Nature Lover, Bramble Fox title piece, flare hut pieces, tags, washi, some die cut pieces, American Crafts title there, and some little gems added too. And this is Bob the donkey at the Isle of Wight Donkey Sanctuary. Another Christmas layout here. So this was my background basics layout that I do with project that I do with Moira O'Reilly, where we use our tools and create our backgrounds. The focus is on creating the backgrounds. We can use embellishments. So what I did was I used a stencil, stamping, and I created this die cut piece of Santa. So yeah, I really like this layout. In fact, I might even put this in a frame. This is documenting my Christmas Day jumper for last year, and that's a Tim Holtz stamp and a Tim Holtz stencil, and this is Stampin' Up. So yeah, really pleased with this one. Bramble Fox title, flare hut pieces, seals, Bramble Fox pieces, gems and things. Just lovely, really like that one. Another Christmas layout here. So this is just a little photo shoot with me and the dogs. I'm really sorry if the light's coming in. I need to get this done because I'm a bit late getting it done and it's quite sunny out there. I used a Simple Stories banner piece and embellished it with lots of lovely embellishments, most of which Moira sent to me. Photo raised up on foam, just a little bit of tearing here, lots of stickers used up, and the flare hot pieces and adhesive brad there. So yeah, pleased with this one. This one was a bit of a stash buster, and this pattern paper here is one of my favourite pattern papers ever, and a little bit tricky to use when you live in the UK. I would say it's more kind of American themed, but yeah, managed to use it on this layout somehow. The colour fitted and everything, so I was really pleased with it. Another Christmas layout here, just documenting my Mickey Time to Sparkle Christmas jumper. So some torn paper here, used a large scrap of pattern paper, textured stickers there, Bramble Fox, the flare hut, a wood piece here, a little bit of stamping going on. That one. This one was one of the ones that was an older photo. So this photo was taken in October last year at the beach, and it had been sitting in my little pile to do. And this is that Simple Stories collection that I've purchased quite a lot of. Simple Vintage Seas it's called. So yeah, just mostly use that. I did washi tape here, a little bit of gesso below the title piece, although I'd actually put the title piece a little bit lower in the end. Die cut pieces, flare hut pieces, just lots of little bits and bobs used from that collection, and some tracing paper here on for the photo, to mount the photo. Ellie's Studio journal card there. So this is another one with a photo, older photo that I've used. These are photos of Mom on her birthday trip to the zoo. I'm just going to stand up and put those together for you. So yeah, so these photos were taken last summer. So yeah, really pleased to get them done. Wood numbers there, pour dies, flare hot pieces, Project Life card, Bramble Fox title, Jen Hadfield tassel, flare hot. I just really wanted it to be quite a simple layout, and obviously this side is very simple, just the photos and the little bit of embellishing, and then this side has got the kind of the story and more embellishing. But yeah, really pleased with that, and I might even actually frame that one. Another layout of Billy Boy at the Isle of Wight Donkey Sanctuary, and this was a photo only from December, actually, not too long ago, but yeah, it was 2022, so it was on my pile of layouts again. American Crafts foam title there, wood dots, wood pieces here, flare hut, flare, Bramble Fox, and Spiegel Mom scraps sequins. So yeah, it was just a sequence of photos of Billy Boy enjoying his munching there. And then this is these two are the more recent layouts that I've done. So this one is Elvis the donkey at the Isle of Wight Donkey Sanctuary. Foam alpha set again there used. Flare hut pieces, wood heart, wood stars from my stash, washi tape here, a tag from my stash, and sequins. So yeah, quite a simple layout, but I really liked this paper to go with this photo, like the colours and everything. And I liked the fact that the paper was a little bit distressed. And this paper came from a recent haul, a recent purchase with Haley at Magpie, and I've used the paper already before I've shown you what I've purchased. So yeah, when I come to show you that, this is the other pattern paper that I purchased. And then my final layout for the month of January is for our lovely Queen. So I used all these Bramble Fox pieces on this layout. I just threw them all at the layout, one layout, because I just wanted it to be special. And in my video I did say that I really struggled to do this layout. Originally I was going to do a 2-page layout, and I had so many other things to put on it, like you know, these kind of things that I took off the internet. But in the end, I was really struggling to get it done, and I wasn't doing the layout. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to reduce it to one layout, make it special, and just put 2 bits of information on there. So this is my reaction to the Queen passing away on social media. And I liked this photo of the Queen with the doggies. And then this was the statement that Buckingham Palace put out, and I just stamped the title here. So yeah, it was just a very simple documentation of the Queen passing, and it also features in my traveller's notebook as well. So I have documented it in other places. An XL piece here, and I went with the blue for the blue in the Queen's outfit, and the horseshoe because of her love of horses, and the paw because of the corgis here and her love of animals and dogs. And I just thought this piece really fit in well too. Yeah, so yeah, 12 layouts. This was one of the ones, an older photo used, so from last, obviously she passed away in September, so and that's from September. And the double page layout of Mum, and also the Seize the Day layout of me. So yeah, really pleased with what I've achieved in layout wise this month. Very happy with that, and haven't got too many layouts planned now. I've got the ones that are in my little box that have been in there for a while. There's a few older ones in there that need doing, but I just haven't done them yet. And I'm not, at this moment in time, I haven't got any kind of like newer layouts planned really. So yeah, just hoping to concentrate on album really. Yeah, albums this month, hopefully, she says. Got my 2 Traveller's Notebooks here. So my general Traveller's Notebook, which I have pretty much decided I'm not going to continue with in 2023, as much as I enjoy doing it. It is quite time consuming, and yeah, I find as though I seem to always be catching up with it rather than just enjoying doing it at the time, which is, yeah, so I think I'm not going to do that, even though there's already things that I would have put in it from this year. But yeah, I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to carry on with this one. So we ended last time with December. We only had 1 entry in December, or a couple of entries in December, because I was doing my Christmas album that month, or my December album that month. So we get to the beginning of January here, and I've just got this funny photo of the dog with Buddy. You can probably see Buddy's lead attached to the door handle there, because he's still in confinement at this point. And I had to go and do the gate, and I didn't want him running around a garden, so I just hooked him to that just for a second whilst I went to do the gate. I was on my own as well, so yeah, it was only for a split second. And it's not attached to his collar, it's attached to his harness on his body, so it's quite safe. And then just this photo of the TV programme GPs Behind Closed Doors. So my husband was on the mainland for a couple of days, 3 days. And I'm just really documenting the fact that I was quite busy during those few days. I took the Christmas decorations down. I did office work. I managed to read 2 books. I did a little bit of crafting and videos and things. And I did some cooking, new TV series. Just saying that I had a busy few days. And Buddy had his first physio session. So, yeah, not usually when my husband's on the mainland, I take the opportunity to just kind of not do very much, especially if I'm looking after the dogs and stuff. But on this occasion, I don't know what came over me. It might have been January, you know, New Year and all that stuff. I was quite a busy person, got lots done. So that's that. And this piece here came from the Vicky Booten album. It came with the Vicky Booten Christmas album. And this is just washi tape here and a little bit of stamping there. And then I'm just documenting one of those books that I read, which was called Under the Mistletoe. And it's written by Sue Moorcroft. And I'd written a previous book of hers not too long before. And I think I posted on social media that she had a character in the book called Elvis, and she kind of said, oh yeah, my other book's got Elvis in it as well. I thought, oh, okay, so I ordered it straight away. And it was really funny because not only does it mention Elvis, but it also mentions like Joseph's dream coat. So I don't know, you probably can't read that because it's quite small, but yeah, a couple of times in the book a multicoloured coat was mentioned, and Joseph. And anybody who knows me, and even if you follow me on YouTube, you probably know that I absolutely love Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat as a musical. So yeah, that was really, really funny. And I just cut out those little bits just to show that that was in the book again. So yeah, fantastic. And then this was the 7th of January when I started reading that book. And that's the anniversary of our dog, Billy, when he passed away. So a few years ago. So I just wanted to make a note of that in here. And I just really had like a quiet day at home, like a crafty day. And I was reading my book and things like that. And just, yeah, the fact that that Elvis and Joseph's coat was mentioned. Glitter washi tape here, kind of fitting in with the rainbow sort of theme going on here. Epoxy paw there. And then following on and also linking to my love of Joseph, the musical, is this show that's coming out this year called Dreamcoat Stars. And it's got quite a few of the actors that were in Joseph, the musical, over the years. And Mike Holloway was my very first Joseph, so I saw him in Joseph in 1987 when I was 17 years old, and that started my love of Joseph and my love of musical theatre. So yeah, I was really excited that it's coming to the island, so I booked that, so that's in April this year. So yeah, really, really happy about that. It's not just Joseph, it's the hits of the West End and Broadway, but I think there's going to be quite a lot of Joseph in there. So yeah, excited about that. And then, of course, we had the passing of Lisa Marie Presley, which was just so shocking, just an absolute tragedy, really upsetting. And yeah, she's got 2 young children, and just, yeah, just awful, really. So I just wanted to document that, and the fact that this lovely photo of her with Elvis. And then 2 days before she passed away, she was at the Golden Globes Awards with Austin Butler and Priscilla, because they won they won the Golden Globe Award for best. He won the Golden Globe Award for best actor, and it was just, I just really wanted to document that because you've seen in public a couple of days before. None of my business or anything like that, but I didn't think she looked too well, you know. But obviously I didn't see her in person. I only saw what was on photos and pictures on social media. But yeah, just awful, absolutely awful. But I did want to document that, so that's in there too. And then I went to see My Fair Lady at the theatre. I took this photo they had a backdrop in the entrance to the theatre in the foyer, but it was really busy. The show was completely sold out, and the theatre that I go to is the largest theatre on the south coast, I believe. So I can't remember the capacity, but it's maybe 3,000, something like that. Complete sellout show. So I wanted to take a photo of this backdrop, but I did it really quickly because, you know, it was quite busy and I didn't want to be in the way. And also with COVID and everything, I thought I'd best, you know, just go to my seat with so many people there. But so it's not the greatest photo, and I'm not going to do a layout with that photo, but I thought I'll put it in my traveller's notebook and use a scrap of paper with the cameras on and everything. I used a tag, added an eyelet, which is like a floral eyelet, a little bit of baker's twine there, and just saying that it was really nice to see that show again. I've seen the show before, a few years ago in the West End, but this is a complete new production. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, really amazing cast and everything. And the scenery was fantastic. And then I just put this little flyer that I picked up at the theatre for the show. And then we're into sort of 18th of January here. So Chester went to the groomers. He had to go on his own because Buddy can't go yet because of his health condition. And then just to say that we've bought these steps that you put against the sofa for the dogs to climb up, so they don't jump up, and obviously that will help Buddy and Chester because he's not a young dog. So yeah, and Buddy just, at this point, Buddy was just sitting on it. I think he was looking into the kitchen like something must have been going on food wise. So yeah, I just thought I'd put a photo of that there. It's quite funny. They're both taken to the step. They're quite good with it really, and every time they use the step rather than jumping up and down, it's better for the health, of course. So then I just wanted to say that I'd got this new Kallax cupboard, which is a 2x4, because I really want to organise my layouts, how I file them. I'm going to change how I file them. I'm going to change them by file them by theme rather than in date order in the future. I've been doing that for the past year in somehow the layouts that I've done in the past year, I've actually been filing them by theme, and almost all of them are like Christmas or donkeys or dogs. But yeah, I really want to kind of go back to the beginning and just refile all the layouts. It's a huge project, and yeah, I'm not sure how I'll get on with it, but for now I'm just going forwards with filing layouts in that way, and I'm really hoping to be able to go back and refile all the older layouts and have a look at the ones that need any maintenance on them and things like that. So I'm just saying that I'm going to store my mini albums in here too, my Christmas albums and birthday albums and things, and probably have albums with layouts in the other Kallax, which is opposite this one in the lounge, but it's a 3x4. Washi tape here, just the photos really, Bud's up there with it in the background. And then the very end of this album is, I signed up to Netflix because I wanted to watch this series, Dama, the Netflix series that started. And I only signed up to it to watch that, and I'll only sign up to it for a month and then I'll cancel. Because there's not really many things that I watch, but I really wanted to watch this. And then I found they were doing that 70s show. Sorry, that 90s show, and my husband and I watched the original series and we really loved it. That 70s show, absolutely loved it. It was around about 2000, I think, when it was on TV, and yeah, and I think almost the entire original cast is in this show. So I started to watch it, but I think my husband might want to watch it, so yeah, we'll probably watch that together. So yeah, that's my two things. I've finished watching that now. It's just, yeah, just an incredible series, just you know, very disturbing of course, but just interesting to watch, to just see what he did really. And yeah, and that's 90s show. So yeah, that's that one finished. Like I've said, I don't think I'm going to be carrying on with that. Here I've got, that's my other one. These are the ones that I did for 2022. So these three. And originally I thought I was just going to be doing one. So yeah, I managed to do 3 in total. Oh gosh. And then with the donkeys as well, this was the one that I started, and this covered 3 months, I believe, from May to August. That was the first one, and then this one was from August onwards. And actually I fit a lot more in this one because it's gone like 6 months, isn't it really? September, October, November, December, January, February. So yeah, I think what I started to do in this book, I started to tell the story, and like I wasn't printing everything off from everything, all the stories that I was telling. I wasn't printing it all off from the internet on photos and things. I was just kind of telling the story in writing, with writing rather than printing everything. So I think that's how I've managed to fit more into it. So yeah, I probably will carry on with this one because I really like telling the stories of the donkeys. So I think we finished off. I had to do this page last time. I was just saying about this was day 40. I did lots of grooming. I groomed Elvis here and Hulk, Rambo, Prune and Delilah, and I improved my rope tying skills. I actually figured it out that day. And this is Delilah Pony. She's a pony. She's absolutely lovely. She's quite old, very old, quite ragged, and I really enjoy grooming her. She's back out in the paddocks now, so she's not actually in the barn anymore. It's not so easy to groom her. She's got a coat on outside, and I don't like her to get cold or anything, so I don't groom her when she's outside. So then the newsletter came out for the volunteers. We get a newsletter each month, and I'd written a piece about Elvis. They'd asked me to write a piece about Elvis. So I did, and that featured in that newsletter. And I just see I haven't written that properly, so I'm just going to change that. Yeah. So that was that. And then also visitors sent in some really nice feedback about me, which was really nice of them. And I actually really enjoyed spending time with them. So yeah, that was nice. My first feedback, little wood emoji face there and some heart washi tape. And then the following week, I stamped this using my Ellie Studio and some more of that washi tape. And I just, I enticed Archie Dodger with a ginger biscuit because he's a very small donkey, and he's not always the easiest one to sort of entice to do grooming with. And so yeah, that day they said to just give him a tiny little bit, so I did, and had a very busy grooming day that day. I did Elvis and Hulk, and then I removed CJ and Archie Dodger's coats to groom them, and I also groomed Cocoa Pops. And Delilah was back in the field then, so I didn't groom her. It was way too cold. So yeah, busy grooming day. Little Archie Dodger was really good actually. And then they told me that Elvis had been condition scored and he's getting extra food again, so he gets a extra breakfast meal, but he still tries to steal food from the other donkeys. So quite a few of all the donkeys have an individual tailored care package, and they get condition scored regularly and checked and everything, and for whatever reason they may need like a little bit extra nourishment, extra food or medication or whatever that may be. So yeah, it's he's still naughty though. And then I groomed Billy Boy, and he has got such a thick coat and mane. It was ridiculous. I mean, look at him. Isn't he amazing? And I'd only really noticed that day that he got this like lightning bolt on him, which is kind of like the logo that Elvis created, a logo of a lightning bolt. And yeah, so that kind of makes me laugh as well. But look at that mane. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. He let me groom him for quite a while. He did get a little bit fed up after a little while, but yeah, I managed to give him a good groom. Such a thick coat, ridiculous. And then I groomed Dolly, Molly and Mabel. And there's just a little picture of Dolly after I groomed her. So a tag here, a little gem. These tags I've got in a drawer. I bought a huge packet of them from somewhere. Different colours. So yeah, this was day 43. This was the following week, I think. Yeah, following week. Was it the following week? It must have been the following week, yeah. I stamped some horseshoes there. I used this post-it note that I've been using for my journaling. I put some washi tape here. And I was just saying that I groomed Winston, CJ and Archie Dodger. And they're the ones that have coats on. So again, I was taking coats off and putting coats off again. And yeah, Elvis rolled in the hay. Actually, this was just recently, wasn't it? Yeah, Elvis rolled in the hay as I was grooming one of the other donkeys, and I'm pretty sure he was telling me that he wanted me to groom him. And if you follow me on Facebook, you may have seen the reel on social media where I just said about him wanting to be groomed. And then we found out that miniature donkey Felicity had passed away the night before, which was quite sad. I don't think she'd been too well, but obviously it wasn't expected that not obviously, but it wasn't expected that she would pass away so soon. So yeah, she passed away. And this is her little Felicity. She's one of the miniature donkeys. We had 5 miniature donkeys in their own little herd, and now there's just 4. And you may have heard me talk before about Bella, who was not well and had to go to the mainland. She's back in the herd again. So yeah, and I had some friends came over to them who were on the mainland, came over from the mainland for a holiday. Some old friends of mine I know through being Elvis fans, and they came to the sanctuary and had breakfast, and I showed them Elvis and everything. So yeah, that was that day. And Elvis looking very dirty after he'd rolled in the hay there, or his straw bed. And yeah, Felicity, and then just washi taping. I'd cut these pieces out to just do the little writing, a little bit stenciling in the background there. So that was the week before, and this is this week. So this is the current week where I've just been this week, and day 44. So that's 44 times that I've been to the sanctuary on my usual volunteer day. I don't count event days in that. So this was a photo I took of Elvis, CJ and Archie Dodger at Breakfast Club. So as I walked past, they were having their breakfast. But the funniest thing was I didn't notice them there. And I went to go into the barn. And as I went to go into the barn where their herd is, I could hear this like hee-hawing, you know, braying or whatever. And when I got into the barn, I couldn't find Elvis, and I was like, oh no, where's Elvis? And then I realised that he was at Breakfast Club with the other donkeys, and I like to think that he was calling me as I went by. He might not have been, but there's a little mark on that photo, which is a little bit annoying. So yeah, that was funny. So they were at their Breakfast Club, and I did see Elvis later, but I had a really busy day, so I didn't groom him, and I didn't get much of a chance to be with him. So what I did was I groomed Angelica, which she's one of the miniature donkeys, and she was really funny because she's got a reputation as being a little bit feisty. And but she was really funny with me. She followed me around and kept nudging me, and if I stopped to chat to a visitor or I was cleaning the bush or something, she was nudging me to carry on grooming her. And I literally, she was moving so much that I couldn't get a decent photo of her. This is me standing here. You can see my shoes there. So I'm standing here and she's leaning right into me, and I'm trying to get a photo of, but she just wouldn't let me. It was really funny. I really enjoyed grooming her. And I'd never groomed a miniature donkey before. So yeah, they're very small. It was quite exciting to do that. I think to be a miniature donkey, you have to be under 60 centimetres tall. So yeah, that was that day. So I was really busy, and I was really tired that day actually, because I did so much grooming. After I'd finished with Angelica, I groomed the miniature Shetlands. So Herbert here, who looks very much like Billy Boy, and Polar Bear here. So I groomed these two, and I started to groom Herbert. He wasn't too keen, but as soon as I started grooming Polar Bear, that was it. He wanted to be groomed, so that was funny. And then Junon, I feel as though she should be called Junon, because she came from France with a herd of donkeys that came from France. She's very old. Well, she's not very old. I think she's in her 20s. But she has got a daughter and a granddaughter at the sanctuary. It came with that herd. So yeah, I groomed her as well. And they said to me that she'd had a little bit of a skin condition, and she would probably benefit from a groom, you know, physically and mentally. So yeah, I did that. That was really nice. I really enjoyed doing that. I love grooming the donkeys that need a groom, you know, the ones that it will benefit, as well as just, I mean, they always benefit from a groom, but if there's an issue or something and I feel as though that it really helped them, then I like to groom them. And that was this week, so that's that done. Yeah, up to date now. Still a few more pages in there. They'll be there next week, and then looks as I'll get, I'm not sure how many I'll get in there, but yeah, I should imagine I'll start another one. I actually don't even know if I've got another one of this size. I'll have to check. So that's the Traveller's Notebooks done. I think I've said already I've not worked on any of my travel albums or anything, so yeah, just busy getting those done, layouts done, and you know, just other things. Right, so what did I purchase? Mum sent me these little wood owls, which are lovely. Use them for something, not sure what yet. And then I did do a little purchase at Haley and Magpie, and the reason for that was housekeeping, really. I needed albums because I got that new IKEA unit. I really wanted to get a new cupboard so that I could start properly filing things, and also I needed some more albums. So I purchased 2 of these albums. They're 12 by 12 albums. They're not my favourite type of album, but they are cheaper than all the other albums. So my favourite are We Are Memory Keepers, like the vinyl coated albums, and I think they come with 5 page protectors. And these ones, you know what, I don't even know the brand. Are they, is it American Crafts? I don't know the brand, but they're like a cardboard with like this, I think is fabric. And I've got some more that I'd got in green previously. I think when I got them previously, I could only find a green, but these ones have got a black spine. and they come with 10 page protectors. I could only get 2. I wanted to get 4, but there was only 2 available, so I got those, and that's going to help me with my filing. Once I get the other 2, then I'll carry on with the filing. But yeah, the reason I get those is the price, really. Albums are very expensive, so yeah, they're quite a bit cheaper than the other ones. I've got 2 rolls of tape here, just in case I have problems with my tape gone. I've got another packet of 6x8 page protectors with the 2 4x6 refills, because I seem to really like using those at the moment, and as I want to get on with those travel albums, I thought that was a good idea. I've got these 2 Ellie Studio stamp sets that you may have seen already. I've been using them, and in fact I don't think I showed you, I don't think I pointed it out, but in my traveller's notebook here, I use them here quite a bit to do the names in Angelica there. So yeah, I'm obviously in traveller's notebooks I'm trying to keep them not chunky, so stamping is the way to go, I think. So yeah, Stanley Junior alphabet set and Jane alphabet set, and yeah, really like them. Bit tricky to use these very thin ones, as I've just found out, because I wasn't using a block, I was using my finger. But yeah, really like them. I'm going to try and get really good use out of those. And I did buy 4 pieces of pattern paper. The one of them is that layout that I did of Elvis Choose Me, which I'm not sure what that was, but it'd be in the video. It'd be in the video if you wanted to know. This is Simple Stories Harvest Market Harvest Season, and it's this lovely pattern which I purchased it for, and then it's got this pattern on the other side which I probably wouldn't use, although I quite like it. But yeah, definitely purchased it for this, and the colour caught my eye. I really liked the colour. This one is 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbet Painted Foundation Rainbow, and I think I purchased it for this side because I just saw it and I thought, well, that's quite nice. When it arrived, I thought, you know what, I really like this side, so I think I'll probably use this side. And then the other one is Bella Boulevard School is Cool, and it's Borders. So this is the A side, I guess, with all this school stuff. I actually bought it for this side, the yellow gingham. I really like the yellow gingham. So yeah, those pieces, and 4 pieces of pattern paper that I just kind of had a quick look on the website when I was buying the other things that I needed, like the albums and the tape and the page protectors and everything, and the stamp sets. And I just had a quick look and I found those 4 pattern papers that I thought were really nice. So I think that's it. I think this video might be a little bit longer than usual. Sorry about that. Thank you for sticking with me if you have done. 12 layouts, worked on my 2 Traveller's Notebook albums, and really happy with that. Going to try and work on my 2018 New Forest album. I have put quite a bit of it together, photos and things. So it's really a matter of finishing that off and doing all the embellishment and everything. If I can do some of that on camera, I will. But generally with my albums, I don't record them. I just don't record them because it's a little bit ad hoc when I do it, and sometimes it's just not really something that I could record in one go, that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, so I generally just record layouts, but I'm sure I will be doing some layouts in February. I have got one planned on I've just took off my desk to do this video, so yeah, that'll be my next layout. So I am going to do layouts as well as hopefully working on that album. So yeah, I hope everyone's keeping well. Thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you for your interest in my channel, and I hope your scrapbooking and crafting's going well too. And I shall be back at the end of the month to see how I got on with my album. And once again, stay safe, take care. Thank you for joining me, and I shall see you next